Hello everyone, I'm Hamid and I came back with another chapter of the book Awaken the Giant Within by Tony Robbins, and today we're going to talk about chapter 6, talking about how we can change anything in our life. So in this chapter, Tony Robbins talks about a method which is 6 steps and we call neuro-associative conditioning, and we're going to go through one by one to see what's going on with them and how we can use them in our life. So the first step that we want to talk is about deciding what you really want in your life. But usually what people do is that they focus on those things that they don't want in their life. When you ask them, okay, what do you really want in your life? They just talk about those things that they don't want, but they don't talk about those things that they want. And for this one, I use 4 words that I like to just mention here. Be specific what you really want in your life. Don't fear, just say to yourself or to around yourself, to any person that asks you, be specific and have a clear image, have clarity. So when you have a clear image, you just tell your brain and your mind that, okay, you're going to navigate them to the point that you really want to be there. Is it bad? No. And then this navigating and just directing your focus on those things that you want, just going to give you power to command yourself and command the energy in yourself to just go and achieve them. But usually people don't do that because they have a problem here, and the problem is coming from the fear of change, because people think that if I change I might feel pain and they don't like it. And also they said, okay, we fear of the change, fear of the unknown that this change gonna bring for us, so they usually is gonna stay on their comfort zone. But this book is not about those people. This book is about those people that they want to change and they don't scare of unknown and they don't have any problem to being in the unknown, out of their comfort zone. And the second part, the second steps would be get leverage. Get leverage. This means that you need to use your internal power, use internal pain to create something for yourself that never change. I'm going to explain you more. So if you see, we talk about massive pain and massive pleasure. We talk about the the power of PP, pleasure and pain. So this means that you need to link your pain to not changing right now and link pleasure to the experience of changing right now. So how you can do that? The things that Tony Robbins mentioned in this book which was interesting, that he said that the change is not related to about the capability. It's just about the motivation. You need to have the motivation to change. Sometimes people, they know they want to change, but they're not going to get to the point that they change right away. And this is called pain threshold. When you come to your pain threshold, this means that you're done. You said, you know what, I'm done, I can't take it anymore. You're gonna go in front of the mirror and you just see yourself, there are some fats around your body, or you're not happy with your shape, and you said, you know what, I'm done, I can't take it anymore. I can't tolerate myself in this shape anymore, and I'm gonna change it right now. So this is what we talk. Or you're in a relationship that you're not enjoying and you're in pain, and you just try to talk to your person, try to just be a nice person, to try to be flexible, try to fix it, but it is okay, this is not gonna happen, I'm done, I'm gonna change right now. So you need to just come to the point and tell yourself that, you know what, this situation that is happening right now in my life, this current situation, this is not what I want, and I want to change. So this motivation is important. And 20% of change is knowing how, but 80% of the 80% of change is knowing why. So we have how and we why. And most of the people, they just stop with the how. Okay, if I want to change, how I'm going to change. But the question is not about that one. The question is that why you want to change. That's the most important one, because if you know what you want, why you want to change, you're going to find a way for sure. And also we want to talk about internal pain. What does it mean by internal pain? We want to create an internal pain. It means that I want to create something inside of me that is painful and makes me to just go for what I want. And how you can just do it this way. But the way that you can do by asking questions. What if I don't change? What would be the cost if I don't change? Or let's go this way. Let's pretend, or let's imagine that you're on your deathbed. You're gonna die in next 1 day or next 2 days. And then things about yourself. See what's gonna be more painful to you. You're just going to think about this, oh my God, I could just do lots of things. I could go this way, I could go that way, I could just experience something that was more pleasurable than what I had right now. So these are the questions that you can ask yourself. And also you can ask positive questions about yourself. That what if I change and I let this change happen to me right now? What would be the consequence? What would be the outcome of this? How you're going to help your family? How you can impact yourself, people around you, and your family by doing the change right now? So we want to just start from inside. External pain doesn't work. Means that, I mean, if I just come and attack you and tell you, you know what, you need to change. This is not the life that you want. You need to do that one. You might say yes, but inside of you, you're going to show some resistance. But if I ask you right questions, I ask you, what if you don't change and you die, and you realize that you're not going to survive that much, that you're going to experience those things that you want. So the question that if I ask you, there's a chance that it causes you an internal pain. It causes you to think, to just contemplate inside and look inward and try to create something inside of yourself, a motivation to decide to change. You said, you know what, you're right, I'm done, I want to change. So external pain or like external push wouldn't help you for a long time, but internal pain, creating something inside of yourself, a motivation inside of yourself, that would be something that you really need in your life. So let's continue on the other part of this method, which is 4 methods left. The third one is interrupt the limiting patterns. So the patterns that we talk is those patterns is like actions and behaviors that we do, but we really don't want to do, like overeating, over drinking, using drugs, using alcohols, all those things that, I mean, is coming to you and you cannot stop it. So the things that you don't want to eat too much food, that's not the source. The source of the pain is somewhere else. It could be a memory from the past. It could be event in your past that you couldn't just get along with it, and then when the memory just comes to your mind, then you decide to distract yourself. So for distraction you use drug, alcohol, eating, and that kind of stuff. So we want to talk about sensation again. If you remember, we had this conversation about the sensation that, I mean, when we have a memory in ourselves, when we have an event in our past, there is a sensation dealing right there, involving right there. So the sensation could be painful, the sensation could be positive. So we want to talk about those painful sensations that we have. For example, a memory of violence that you had in your past, or for example, your boss yelled at you when you were at work, or something happened in your past and you lost something in your life. So those sensations are really painful. And when every time that you think about that memory that your boss yelled at you, you're just gonna so all your feelings gonna come back to you, and you're just gonna feel pain, and you decide to, okay, and you don't feel good, and your mind is just like occupied with those memories and these scenes that happened to you long time ago, and you're just gonna kind of recover those scenes seconds by seconds. Okay, you're just gonna create something in your mind, an image that those things that happened to you, and you're just gonna like resume the scenario again and again and again. So this way you're gonna feel upset, you're gonna feel frustrated, you feel annoyed, and then what you're gonna do, you say, you know what, I'm upset and now I'm down, so I'm just gonna go for distraction. And what you're gonna do, you're gonna use drug, you're gonna use alcohol, you're gonna use overeating. So what we want to do this time, we want to make it a little fun. Let's have fun. So, I mean, I did to myself, and it was funny actually. So there was a time, I'm going to give you an example. So there was one time happened to me that long time ago, like, I mean, 1 or 2 years ago in my business, somebody tried to sue me because he believed that I made a mistake. But when I went through with the whole process, I realized, okay, I didn't make a mistake, and I explained him with all the resources, that everything that I had. I said, you know what, because of this and because of that, I didn't do any mistakes in this part. But he didn't believe it. He didn't believe it, and he didn't listen to me. He just tried to continue. So I remember that year, at that time, I had a very bad memory from that person. The time that he just like threatened me that he's going to sue me, he's going to do that one, he's going to do that one. So for a long time after that event, I had this memory, I had this kind of video things in my mind that I just repeat and repeat and repeat, and just like, okay, I was just like looking in my mind, I was just like repeating the scenes that he was yelling at me and telling me that you were wrong, you did the wrong things and you're supposed to fix it, you're supposed to do that one, blah blah blah. So all the things that I had this memory. So what Tony Robbins offered, he said that just bring a memory and make it a way that change our sensation. Because that time when I had that memory, the sensation in me was in pain, I was frustrated, I was scared, I feel fear, I feel anxious, and I feel stressed, I feel even annoyed that, okay, what's going on, why these people are yelling at me? But after using this trick actually, it helped me a lot to change the sensation. And the reason is that because our feelings are totally based on the image and the sounds and the sensation that we focus in our mind. So every time that when you have a memory, when you have something in your mind and every time that when you think about that memory, you feel pain and you feel something inside because you're just like reviewing all those pictures, all those things, all those events, all those persons that come to you and yell at you or did something to you, you're just going to review them, and those image, sounds and sensations going to just give you bad feelings. So what did he offer in this book? That was very funny and I loved it. And he said that, okay, let's just like have that scene or memory like a movie. Let's just pretend that it happened in a movie and you'll be watching that movie, but then don't get involved. Like emotionally, don't get involved. Just watch the memory. Just watch your memory that this person, like I watched my memory that this person yelling at me, telling me this and this. And he said, okay, try to just like press button forward, fast forward, and like a fast backward. You just like try to make a movie faster. And I said, okay, when he talked fast, I was just like, okay, I don't know what he's saying. And then I make it fast and just like come back and fast. Like imagine we just went forward, we came backward. So I had the whole scene in my mind, create everything in my mind and just like make everything fast, go back and go forward. So I said, okay, after seconds, I said, okay, this scene is not painful like before. So the level of the pain just came down. So my feelings was get better. And the other option that the other offer that he had was that, okay, make it like a cartoon, make yourself and that person like a cartoon, or make his ears big like a Mickey Mouse, or just make his nose big like a Pinocchio. And then when I remembered this, when I did this one to myself, that person that was trying to threaten me and I felt scared and I scared and I felt fear and I felt annoyed. Then I realized, okay, after doing all this and I'm just creating all these images in my mind, changing his face to something else, even that he was yelling at me, I was just laughing. And it was really good. That you can try it. Just imagine that your boss yelled at you in your work. I mean, try to create something. I mean, just go with the memory that you had. Even traumas. He mentioned even traumas could be helpful too. So just try to change the scene. Make it like a movie. Just go forward, go backward, and just try to change the person's face different way. Make his ears big, make his nose dry, like make her in a funny way. And then just try to see it in different time, and then you realize, oh my god, the sensation changed over time. So that's the thing, is because our feelings are based on the image, sensations and sounds in our mind that we focus. So this is the good practice that you can try to change this pattern. And the things that we want to just interrupt the limiting pattern, and how we can do every time that you were overeating or you're eating too much food, do something crazy. Just jump, or just jump on your chair and try to jump on the right side and just tell yourself, oh, just like point at your chair and say, okay, you're a pig. Just yell at yourself. Like, I mean, imagine you're going to a restaurant and you know that, I mean, you're overeating and this overeating is not right for you. So do it in a public. And if you do it in the public like 2 times or 3 times, trust me, you're not going to overeat. You're not going to do that again. So you need to, so the time that the limiting pattern is happening to you, the behavior is happening to you, start to do something outrageous, something like unusual that you never did that before. You wouldn't do that in your life. Try to do that one. Just put your finger in your nose and just yell at yourself that, oh, okay, I mean, my feet just sting like a hell. Just do something on that one and try to change the pattern. Just interrupt the pattern. So this way, after doing different times, especially in the public, you feel that, I mean, you're not going to do that again. So it's a try. You can try it. So this is one thing, I mean, this offers, and I mean, I didn't do that personally, but I mean, that part that I did like a movie or just like a cartoon, that was like really helpful for me, and it was helpful for me to just like get the sensation out and change the sensation that I want. And the other step is about create a new empowering alternative. This is very important, people. This is very important because when we want to change something, a behavior, for example, there's a negative behavior in me. For example, I smoke something, or I use drug, or I drink too much alcohol. When I stopped using that alcohol, when I link that pain to drinking alcohol, so this means that I'm going to stop using alcohol. But if I don't have any alternatives, there is a chance that I get back to this work. And this is the scientific fact. They did it under some people that they had problem with drugs, so they helped them to get rid of the drug and just get this, quit smoking, quit using drug and alcohol. But there were some different groups, and some groups they didn't have any alternative. There was no any replacement behavior. So after a while, in a short time, they just get back to the old behavior. But those people that they had alternative, for example, doing exercise, or like reading books, or just like spending time with family, spending time with friends, healthy friends. This way they started to just like get away from that habit. So replacement behavior and alternative behavior play a really major roles here. And if you cannot find it, try to model other people, see the other people that they went through with the same process, see what they do in their life, what did they do in their life to just create new behavior for themselves. This is very important. We need to have alternative. When you get rid of something, try to have new alternative. If you decide to quit smoking or doing something, try to add new behavior. It could be reading books, it could be spending time with family, it could be doing exercise, or like going travel a lot, or just any healthy activity just give you pleasure. That would be something that you can try. And the other step, which is steps 5, talking about the condition, the new pattern till it's consistent. And we had this conversation that is when you want to have a new behavior, when you create a new behavior right here. For example, you start to do exercise. You need to do a repetition. You need to have repetition. You need to repeat, rehearse it again and again, and have emotional intensity. Try to link pleasure to new behavior and pain to old behavior. And this repetition, emotional and reinforcement, all of these gonna help you to just condition these things. Maybe at the beginning it wouldn't be easy. Maybe you don't have the motivation, you don't have the clue to just continue that one. But trust me, if you continue on doing it, if you continue on doing and do the repetition and have the emotion part of it and have reinforcement, trust me, you're gonna make it happen. So reinforcement means that you need to reinforce a behavior, new behavior. This way you're gonna make sure that this behavior is just gonna be consistent and it's gonna be part of your routine. And if you don't do the reinforcement, this way that behavior would be disappeared over time. So reinforcement could be just like after doing something in your life, just like a positive things, for example, a new behavior that you started to do. When you started to do it, when you did that one, right away just tap your shoulder and say, you know what, I did it. Just smile, just laugh, or just give yourself a reward. This is beautiful and this is amazing, and it's all about timing. You need to do the reinforcement right away when you do the behavior. Don't wait or other day to just give yourself a reward. So rewarding and timing is very important. Every time that you do your behavior, or every time that you do something positive, give yourself a reward, and you can choose your reward. It could be just tapping, or just like a smile, or just like I don't know, just eating your favorite food, anything that would be just like very pleasant for you. You can try that one. And the last step is about, sixth step is about test it. So now you learn about these 6. Okay, you decided what you want in your life. Then you use leverage, means that you decide by asking questions to just bring this pain out inside of yourself, to say, you know what, I'm done, I want to continue on that one. Find the reasons and references for yourself that this is what you really want, and you just came to the point of pain threshold and you want to do it. Third, by interrupting the limited pattern by making something in a cartoon, or just yell at yourself, or do some outrageous things, activity when you're doing the limiting pattern. Also, by creating new behavior, and conditioning it by repeating it, you just came to the point that, okay, now I changed a behavior in myself. Now you need to test it. And how can you test it? Is just that, see if it works. And the way that you can do is just like imagine yourself with the same stimuli that used to trigger you. See if you do your old behavior or you're doing your new behavior. And if something happened, if you realize that you're not doing your old behavior, you're not doing your new behavior, and you just stick to your old behavior, this means that you need to review all these 6 steps. You need to go one by one to see which part is wrong. Maybe this is not really what you want to do. Or second, maybe you didn't use all your power to leverage, to get the leverage and just change it. Third, maybe you're not influential, interrupting yourself. Maybe you're not outrageous enough, or you're not really mocking yourself enough to just like feel shame and say, you know what, I'm not going to do that again. I'm done. This is not going to happen again. Or maybe by creating new behavior, you weren't very successful. So you need to review all this process again to make sure this is going to happen. So I hope that you like this chapter, and I really enjoyed talking about this chapter. 6 steps, really funny, especially about the interrupting and making something funny way. That was very helpful for me. And I just wish you the best and have a good day. Bye.